Welcome back. Today we're going to make gluten-free chocolate cupcakes because everyone should have the opportunity to indulge. Measure out 2 cups of gluten-free flour. You can use any brand that you wish. Next, you're going to need a half a cup of shortening. Yes, this is old school, so get ready. Next, you need 1 cup of sugar and a half a cup of packed brown sugar. 2 ounces of melted unsweetened chocolate, room temperature. Do not put this in your batter hot. You will regret it. 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla. And you know my rule, use the good stuff. Make sure all your utensils, and that includes your paddle and bowl, are free of any wheat flour. You do not want cross-contamination. And of course, line your cupcake tray. In this case, I'm going to use red and white liners just to jazz it up. And also I had it around, so why not? Mix your sugars, granulated and brown, with the shortening. Don't forget, start slow and then speed it up. Add your eggs one at a time. Mix thoroughly after each addition. Don't forget to scrape. Now we're going to add the vanilla. And mix. An additional good thing about using gluten-free flour is that no matter how much you mix, gluten will never toughen up. So feel free. Feel free to mix out those lumps. Now it's time to add the dry. Add your baking soda and salt to your gluten-free flour. Another good thing about this recipe, you don't have to do everything in stages. I'm going slow for the benefit of YouTube and my audience because I love you guys so much. But you actually dump everything in the bowl and just mix it up. It's that easy. Now we're going to add the buttermilk. And if you don't have buttermilk, take regular milk. You can even take soy milk if you wish. And add 2 teaspoons of apple cider. Let it wait. Let it rest for 15 minutes and you'll have a nice thick buttermilk. It's so authentic. My dad, who's from the deep south, tasted it and said, yeah, this is my childhood. But it leads me to my next question. Who will willingly want to drink buttermilk? It's sour milk. And from what I've heard, you drink it room temperature. That's gross. Okay, mix up your batter. Mix up your batter. Get rid of any lumps. Don't worry, the gluten will never form because there's no gluten in this recipe. Mix, 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 mix. Contemplate life. Wonder if you remembered to pay that bill. Don't forget, scrape. And mix it some more. Now we're going to add the unsweetened but melted chocolate. Don't forget, do not add hot chocolate to this batter. Do not. I will find you and scold you severely. And then we mix. And I'm a big skeptic. When I first tried this recipe, I like, oh, this is going to be nasty. I guarantee you, and you can argue with me in the comments, I guarantee you, this tastes like a normal chocolate cake. Alright, I like to scoop my cupcake batter using a cookie scooper. And this is a size 16, I believe. That's what she said. Aha. And fill up your cupcake cups. Not to the top, because they will rise. Bake these babies for 20 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And clean up your mess. Clean as you go. Now, we're going to make several different kinds. The first kind we're going to do is a broken glass cupcake. Now, that sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it's scary, it's Halloween themed, and everything is edible. For the sugar glass, we're going to take 1 cup of water, half a cup of light corn syrup, 1 3/4 cups of white sugar, and an eighth of cream of tartar. Mix the water, corn syrup, sugar, and cream of tartar in a saucepan. Bring to a boil. Now for this, I advise you to use a thermometer, a candy thermometer, or you can use a probe thermometer if you so choose. Boil the sugar syrup until the temperature reaches 300 degrees. That's hard ball stage. Make sure you stir constantly. The mixture will thicken as the water evaporates. When the sugar reaches 300 degrees, quickly pour onto a metal pan. And now you're going to wait until that cools until it's completely hardened. I use a Silplat just because it's easier to clean up. Pour that hot mixture, be careful, it's molten hot, on your sheet tray. And use a wooden spoon to eliminate any bubbles. Be careful. This stuff is hot and it hurts. I'm talking from experience. Trust me on this one. You don't want to. You don't say, "Hey, I think the Pastry Prophet is full of crap." Well, I am, but you don't want to be burned. Be careful. And so we're going to put this away until it cools and hardens. Now the cupcakes are out and cooled. Do not frosten hot cupcakes. It triggers me every time I see a baking fail when someone does that. Cool your cupcakes. Okay, the first cupcake, we're going to make a mummy cupcake. And I'm going to use basic icing. This one's more of a cream cheesy kind of icing. And actually you can use any vanilla icing you wish. And for the tip, this is a 44 Wilton. So make little lines. And also Wilton googly eyes. Again, you don't have to do this. You can just use frosting, but I think this is more fun. And I think it's easier for kids or people who are perpetually clumsy. Keep it simple, keep it fun. This is for the young and the young at heart. And now we're going to make a googly-eyed monster. So we're going to take some simple green jimmies. And I'm going to pipe little dots. I didn't bother changing the tip. It's just one more thing to wash. Put little dots all over the cupcake, like so. And stick those eyeballs on that cupcake. And again, we'll get cupcake on your hands. This is just a couple of my ideas. Just feel free to use your imagination. When it comes to decorations, in my opinion, there's no real rules, except wait till your cupcakes and your cake cool before frosting. That's the only rule. That's the only rule. And since I still have some vanilla icing showing, I'm just going to put more jimmies on top. So there we go. It's looking at you. You can't escape. That's kind of creepy, but hey, if you get too scared, you could just eat it. There we go. Now for the ghost cake. I'm going to use some cotton candy that I have. Put it on top of the frosted cake. Again, style it any way you wish. And now we're going to put little dollops on the cake to place the eyes. For something even simpler, a Jimmy cupcake. Just simple Halloween jimmies on top. Put some icing on your cupcake. And here I have some pumpkins, some skulls and bones. Gently tap. Don't put your full body strength on the cupcake. It's a cupcake. I decided to give that ghost cupcake a little extra. I'm an angry ghost. So he's pissed off. Now for the edible blood for the glass shard cupcake. Of course, what else would it be? You're going to cut a vein? That's gross. You're going to need 1/4 cup of light corn syrup, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water, drops of red food coloring, and 1 drop of blue food coloring. I'm using gelled, which is more concentrated than the McCormick's liquid. Just be sparingly on your colors. And don't forget, your colors will brighten the longer it sits. And the best thing about the gel is that it looks like it's clotting up, which is extra gross. It's just deliciously gross. And mix it up. See? And any extra you can put on your hand and scare someone. Okay, so again, I took off the tip and I'm just going to put a nice dollop of icing on top. Again, you don't have to be fancy because it's going to be covered up. I'm going to add droplets of blood on my cupcake. And now for the fun part. Things piss you off. This is when you put out your aggression. You take something heavy and you smash that sugar. Maybe you don't want your kids to do this part. Take the glass and just shove it in the cupcake. I like my glass a little caramelized because it brings out the true Halloween. Hey, this looks tasty, but it also can give me tetanus. Add more blood on top to make it extra gruesome. Don't feed this to people who are scared of blood. That's kind of mean, but everyone else who's creepy and love Halloween and love slasher movies, sure. Some people who like to be scared on Halloween, other people who just like the fun of candy and friends. Personally, I like both. So here's the final cupcakes. You can make this a regular cupcake by substituting the gluten-free flour with regular cake or AP flour. Here we go. We have all 5 different versions of cupcakes. This is fun for when kids finally go back to school, or just something to do with your kids, or do with your adult friends. Grown-ups can have fun too. I think I like the scary ghost better. He's just so pissed off. That amuses me to no end. You can find new videos available every week. Follow me on my social media at Pastry Prophet. Find recipes and more sass at pastryprophet.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and ring that notification bell for more videos.